This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. Hello, everyone. It's Monday, May 11th. I'm Tori in the studio with my buddy Al, who likes to solve mysteries in his downtime.
Well, thank you. I was worried I looked like bagpipes.
Yeah, I don't know where you're getting that at all. You said
Scottish bagpipes?
Like, do you think you look like the actual bagpipe?
Like in the actual bagpipe and the guy playing it at the same time. But like the Jackie Robinson of bagpipes, the first black guy to do it.
Good for you.
I
Number
could do
42.
That. There we go.
Bagpipes. Proud of you. Stephanie Jones is joining us from home.
What's up, Steph?
Oh, she looks great. You look cute.
Hey, Mr. Bagpipe and Tori. Hello.
Bagpipes always make me cry no matter what. Don't you know what I'm saying?
Because you want them to stop?
It's a good call. I think.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah.
I think it means something.
It should be over.
I'm for bagpipes. All right, we are laughing, but we have some serious stuff to get to. Sunday was Mother's Day, and because of the ongoing pandemic, many of us weren't able to celebrate Mom in person. Governor Andrew Cuomo invited his mom, Matilda, to join his coronavirus virtually, the briefing virtually. Andrew also joked about being her favorite son, a dig at his brother, CNN anchor Chris Cuomo's expense. I love those two. And forget about flowers. Julianne Hough surprised her mom with a brand new house. The Dancing with the Stars alum showed her mom hugging the house.
I thought she just got her mama Ivy.
She
got the house to go along with it?
She got the Ivy and the house. She's hugging the tree, everything about it. Speaking of gifts, Kris Jenner's gift basket from her daughter Khloe started with a bottle of vodka, but then moved on to some more adult-themed items. We can't show you most of them on TV.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying, Al?
That means you're close. I love it.
It means you're very close. Just blurred and makes me want to know what it is. Proving mothers are willing to do anything
I don't think it was plants.
Good one.
I don't think she got her mom garnish.
It wasn't bagpipes. Tallulah Willis posted this tribute to her mom, Demi Moore, picking splinters out of her buns. In another post, she also confessed to being estranged from her mom for 3 years. There's the photo. And despite their ongoing divorce, Jay Cutler posted a very sweet photo of his ex, Kristen Cavallari, with their 3 kids saying they picked a good mom. Steph, can I go right to you? Don't you think that this Cutler thing was like, man, he's riding the high of being the good guy in this divorce? Or maybe I'm being so mean.
Well, I mean, I would like to hope no matter what the situation with the mother of your children, you are going to celebrate them because they brought you the most important people in your life, and you know, they're your flesh and blood, and it wouldn't have been possible without that other person. So I think the least anyone can do is always just like send a text message or just show appreciation to the mother of their child. So I liked that you did that. I mean, yes, they're going through a divorce, but I would like to hope that was just from the goodness of his heart and that he truly meant those words, because without her, they wouldn't have the babies.
Can I be honest? Steph made me look like I mean, I look terrible. You're absolutely right, Steph. It probably was very nice. Al, how did you celebrate with your mama?
You know, obviously my mom is in South Carolina, and it's tough. I think a lot of people are. I've never felt like South Carolina was further. It might as well be Florence, you know, Italy. It just seems like such a big difference. But I sent my mom a Facebook portal. This is not a commercial for Facebook portal, but if you are away from loved ones, they had a sale. It was about $100-something bucks, and to be able to see your mom every day face to face, let her see her grandkids, big deal. So that's what I did.
Wow. And I got my mom macaroons.
Oh, close.
Cool. So
nice.
Thanks, guys. And my sister did too, without knowing. So she got a lot of macaroons.
So you guys were both lazy.
Yeah.
Let's do the next story.
Seems like it. All right, Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth, this is for Steph, has canceled all of her upcoming engagements indefinitely. And some are speculating that we might never see the Queen in public again. The 94-year-old Queen and her 99-year-old husband have been in self-isolation at Windsor Castle since March. This is her longest stretch away from her official duties in her 68-year reign. But until a vaccine is discovered, some say the only way we might ever see the Queen again is on TV or video. Steph, first off, your reaction to this, that's got to be real weird for you.
You know what? I think everyone probably will think I'll think that, but to be honest, I bet she's thinking, thank you, Lord, for giving me a bit of a break, because she's 94. She's not some young spring chicken running around like William and Kate, like opening stores and doing charity events. The poor woman needs a bit of a break, and if at 94 years old she can't relax at home, you know, I think there's something more wrong with my people for being that desperate to see her. She's still doing, she did a public service announcement a couple of months ago, and that was amazing. She absolutely did fantastically. But, you know, I think, without sounding awful, I love the Queen and, you know, God save the Queen and all of that, but I think it might be time to pass on that role to Charles, or preferably William.
Yeah, I see what you mean completely here. Al, do you think this is the end of Queen Elizabeth in terms of her public image and maybe giving the throne and the power over to her son, who's waited a long time?
Yeah, and I mean, I've read up on this, Tori. I know you make fun of me for not caring about the Queen. I do. I read up. She's actually donating all of her suits to 1970s pimps in Detroit.
She's not.
She is. She's got an orange one, a green one, and they're all
She's not.
There are a lot of matching Cadillacs that those will go with.
It's not true. Oh man, I was so excited. I was like, Al knows a fact. No, he totally didn't. Wow, that's my favorite clip of the week, maybe the year. All right, moving on. Bono. Hey, happy birthday, huh?
Yes.
He celebrated his 60th birthday yesterday.
That's a big one.
It is a good one. You know that. It's a couple years ago for you, Al.
Oh.
By releasing 60 songs that saved his life. He released a series of open letters to some of the musicians whose songs impacted his life. You got the usual suspects. You got the John Lennons, the Elvis Presley made the list. But Bono also wrote a letter to David Bowie's son, Duncan, about discovering his dad's song Life on Mars when he was 13. What a great song. He also praised Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas for their song Everything I Wanted, calling it, quote, achingly awesome, vulnerable, and terrifying. And another hitmaker that changed Bono's life, Lady Gaga's anthem about inclusion and diversity, Born This Way. Those are some good songs. Al, do you have any songs that changed your life or impacted your life?
Yes, there's a group called Black Star. It was Mos Def and Talib Kweli. They had a song called Definition, and it really was just talking about, it really described New York and where it was in this really just beautiful way. And I was living in New York at the time, and it showed me how you can really describe something with words and make it come to life, and you know, it really helped my comedy career.
Wow, I know the song Mos Def and Talib Kweli put together.
Yes,
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yep, there we go. My favorite would have to be an Eva Cassidy cover of Fields of Gold. If you guys haven't looked, just look it up, listen to it. She's passed away, but it's really beautiful, and it got me through some hard times. Steph, tell me about your musical soundtrack to your life. Is there a song that sticks out?
Yeah, so I had to really think about this because there are so many songs that we all associate with different moments in time or people. But there's one song, it's called Everyone's Free to Wear Sunscreen by Baz Malufman, and it's one of the truest songs I've ever heard. If you ever need life advice, or it gives you, the first time you listen, if you listen to it at different parts and stages of your life, it means different things at different times.
That's a good song.
And it's just the pure facts of life without any airs and graces, and it just tells you how it is. It's a bit of a weird one because it's not really a party track, but it definitely is something you should live your life by. Give it a listen if you've never heard of it.
I'm obsessed with that. It's almost like a spoken word and then some gospel. It's so good. I highly recommend. Good choices, everyone. Everyone give yourself a pat on the back. Steph, thank you. All right, there. I thought you were going to make a bagpipe sound. All right, back by popular demand. Oh, this did not go well. The Disney Family Sing-Along returned to ABC with stars singing songs from your favorite Disney classics. Let's take a look.
For the rest of your day, yeah. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
Up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. I wish I could be part of that world.
Tale as old as time, song as old as mine, beauty and the beast.
That sounded beautiful. It was just a little, sometimes it was a little off, I thought. That was Seth Rogen, Billy Eichner, and Donald Glover singing Hakuna Matata.
Sorry, those professional singers weren't good enough for you, Your Majesty. Wow.
I sound horrible because that was beautifully done. But there were moments where I was like, but wow. Again, sorry. The Lion King, Halsey is the Little Mermaid. She sounded amazing. And John Legend and Jennifer Hudson with their rendition of Beauty and the Beast. There were parts that fell flat for me, but again, Al, what did you think?
I thought it was for children, Tori. agree. I don't think they cared about it falling flat. I think that they enjoyed it. But I'm glad that you can deconstruct it here on national TV. You want to keep attacking the Lion King?
No.
Huh?
No,
Do ya?
don't. No. Stephanie, what did you think? Do you like a good sing-along?
Yeah, Stephanie, tear it down like this one over here.
Oh, yeah. No, I do love a good sing-along, I'm not gonna lie. I did worry about how anyone could live up to Beyonce and her When You Wish Upon a Star rendition, because let's be honest, it was flawless. But Idina Menzel this time sang a song, what's it called now? From Aladdin, The World. I Can Show You the World song.
I can show you the world.
A whole new world.
A whole new world.
A whole new world.
Yep.
And I just like, we obviously know her from the Frozen song. We've heard her sing that like a million times, and also from the musical Wicked. So it was just nice to hear her sing something else. But apparently that was a jam, and when she used to party it out at bar mitzvahs, that's the song she used to belt out.
There you go.
Who would have known?
If you guys don't know, Idina Menzel, or as John Travolta likes to call her, the wickedly talented, remember this? Adele Dazeem.
I remember that.
Remember that when he got it wrong? She was actually started in Rent on Broadway as Maureen. So if all you musical theater geeks like me, I just, in my ear, Jameson just goes, rap. Okay, cool. Stephanie, don't go away.
Thank you, Jameson.
Coming up on DBL, we're breaking down the latest in the feud between Chrissy Teigen and the acclaimed food writer Allison Roman. I followed this all weekend. Plus, we're paying tribute to a trio of legendary celebrities who've recently passed away. And as we go to break, I got to thank our coworkers who are staying at home for your safety and theirs. We're all in this together. Stay home, stay safe, stay laughing. We'll be right back. Closed captioning. Some very notable people have passed away over the weekend, including comedian Jerry Stiller, who died overnight at the age of 92 of natural causes. Ben Stiller made the announcement, tweeting, "He was a great dad and grandfather and the most dedicated husband to Anne for about 62 years. He will be greatly missed." Now, Jerry was very famous for playing George Costanza's dad in Seinfeld, Serenity Now, and was often acting alongside his longtime wife and also hilarious comedian Anne Mira, who passed away in 2020. 2015. We also had Roy Horn, half of the famous duo Siegfried and Roy, pass away from complications from coronavirus. Siegfried said Roy was a fighter in his whole life, including during the final days. Roy also survived an attack on stage by a white tiger named Manticore in 2003. That's so sad. Finally, this is a big one. Musician Little Richard died on Saturday at the age of 87 from bone cancer. While he didn't invent rock and roll, he sure did pave the way for so many rockers after him. He was well known for his high-energy piano playing and over-the-top singing. I can't tell you how much, if you didn't have Little Richard, you wouldn't have had the Beatles, you wouldn't have had the Rolling Stones, you would not have had Elton John, and therefore all of the Lady Gagas that come after that. This man was the basis for Paul McCartney and John Lennon and Elton John, as they spoke about it today. Steph, how do you feel about these people who have passed away?
You know, it's really, really sad, and obviously, like Little Richard, like you said, he's inspired so many artists. Another great R&B legend was Betty Wright, that also died as well very recently. And I think these are people that really molded the world of not only rock and roll, but R&B too. And you know, it's terribly sad. And one thing I did actually read, which I found quite amusing, and I'm gonna have to re-listen back now, but obviously his famous song, Tutti Frutti, right? Like, I remember dancing to that all the time, but I didn't realize it was all about sex. And when I was reading the packet, we get a research packet every morning on like the different artists, it's like, oh, his raunchy song about sex, and I didn't even realize that. How naive am I? I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it now.
That's
and like really absorb some of those lyrics, but I did not realize. How dumb am I?
No, but I like how Steph called it Tutti Frutti. She made it so like perfect and posh.
You know, and Tori, you said something really perfect. It's like you don't realize who they've influenced. It's like if you like Seinfeld, that means that you probably like Richard Klein, who really kind of started Seinfeld. If you like Eddie Murphy, he was influenced by Richard Pryor. So you might not know that person, but you know the person that it influenced. So
absolutely.
What a big deal he was.
Standing on the shoulders of giants. That's right, Stephanie, you're sticking around. And as we go to break, Little Richard's iconic song, Tutti Frutti, sing along like Steph if you know the lyrics.
She brought me to the east, she brought me to the west. She's the girl that I love best. Tutti Frutti, oh Rudy, Tutti Frutti, Tutti Frutti.
We all know that movement is like
Welcome back to DBL. Twitter queen Chrissy Teigen announced she is taking a break from social media after some drama became a little too much to handle over the weekend, and I was following it. It all started when Chrissy read what one food writer, Allison Roman, said about her in an interview. So Allison basically took a shot at Chrissy's route to fame, saying, quote, she had a successful cookbook, and then it was like, boom, line at Target, boom, Now she has an Instagram page that has over 1 million followers, where it's just like people running a content farm for her. That horrifies me, and it's not something that I ever want to do. I don't aspire to that. Well, Chrissy spoke out about how the comment really hurt her feelings, considering she had been a huge fan of Allison. Allison has since apologized to Chrissy. So let's open this up, because if you weren't in the mix, it was a little more in the weeds, but it really has more relatable themes. Like, has someone ever doubted your success and you sort of told them about it, or at least you used it as impetus, Al, like to move on?
You know, it's not. People are always going to doubt you. You're going to read comments on social media, and people are going to say things. But I think it especially hurts when it comes from somebody that you look up to. If somebody I looked up to was like, "Oh, you're a hack comic," or "I don't think you're funny," that would hurt a lot worse. But I think it does show everybody that no matter who you are, people read these comments, and there's a human being at the end attached to that one. So when you write things to somebody that's really just mean, would you say it to their face?
Yeah.
Would you say something threatening or mean or intimidating or something about their character to their face? If you would, tweet it, but I don't think you would.
Steph, how would you feel if you were Allison Roman? She has since apologized, just so you guys know, but man, she really stepped in it, because Chrissy Teigen was just like real honest.
Well, I think Allison was completely out of order, to be honest.
Yeah.
And while she said she was horrified at Chrissy's success, I'm horrified at what has been exposed to be what her true thoughts are, and how I think it's come from a place of jealousy.
Yes.
To be honest, I think we should be empowering Chrissy Teigen, or any woman that wants to go out on their own and make their own brand. And I mean, she's done nothing wrong. She's had a very successful line of cookbooks, a very successful line at Target. And if anything, other fellow foodies should be supporting that and saying, you know, go you, that's amazing. She might not like how Chrissy Teigen has laid out her business plan, but then again, it's none of her business. And I think the multi-millions of people that are buying Chrissy's products, she's the one laughing all the way to the bank, and now Allison just looks bitter and jealous.
And you know what this made me think of? I know we got to go,
Steph.
but Drake has a line in one of his raps where he says there's a point where your idols become your rivals. And I really believe that now she looks at her as competition, and she was attacking her competition, where Christy's like still looking at her as this person on a pedestal.
Interesting. Well, moving on, great job, Steph. That's a really good point. Before we go to commercial, the auto industry continues to adapt to the coronavirus pandemic, and a new study shows how people are changing their driving habits. And we're chatting about it on today's DBL Drive, sponsored by who, y'all?
CarShield.
Thank you. A study by IBM reveals more than 25,000 people plan on changing their travel habits by reducing or actually no longer using ride-sharing apps and public transportation. It also reveals more people are traveling solo. When it comes to your car, for peace of mind, always get an auto protection plan with CarShield. CarShield protects their members from the high cost of auto repairs. Call 1-800-505-9619 for a free quote. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Hello, I wonder.
Welcome back to DBL. Wearing a mask and washing your hands after a trip to the grocery store can help stop the spread of the virus. But what about our clothes and shoes? I've always wondered this. We're chatting about it on today's DBL Health Blast, sponsored by eHealth and the Flying Salad. Doctors say it's unlikely that you'll contract COVID-19 on your clothes. There are no documented cases at this point. But we've learned that the virus reacts differently to all types of materials. For example, it's proven to live on metal and plastic for up to 3 days. Shoes tend to be a lot dirtier because they carry bacteria and contaminants into your home. A study by the CDC suggests the virus can live on the soles of your shoes. So maybe disinfect those guys right when you get in. The bottom line is there is a small chance it can live on your clothes or shoes, but it's often transmitted person to person. When it comes to your health, for affordable quality health insurance, call eHealth at 1-800-850-0679. I was telling Al earlier, Steph, in South Korea, this little kid was showing how they're going back to school, and he lifts his shoes and they disinfect the shoes one by one as he goes to the next stop. I thought that was smart.
Yeah, well, I was actually thinking about this, and I was wondering, you know, when we go through the airport, we go through those scanners before you're allowed to board your plane. I was wondering if we'll go anything like that in the future, and maybe it'll have disinfectant or some kind of cleansing spray for us to walk through.
That's exactly what South Korea is planning on air travel. You have to walk through a cube that does that.
Maybe
Exactly
that's
right.
the future.
That's right. Thank you, Stephanie. Reminder, we're always on Facebook and YouTube. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Thank you, Bagpipes.
Thank you.
Thank you.